Blue Knights. Before we begin the game, we remind you that good sportsmanship is a priority at high school events. Negative comments and acts directed towards athletes, coaches, officials, and fans are unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Choose to be a good sport. And now, here are your starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for the Souhegan Sabres, coached by Mr. Pete Pierce. Number 0, Max Hayes. Number 1, Drew Bushy. Number 5, Lincoln Wilkins. Number 11, Wes Hickman. And number 30, Joel Ware. And now, for your West High Blue Knights, coached by Mr. Rich Otis. Number 0, Isaiah Cruz. Number 2, Tevin Edmonds. Number 10, Max Hood. Number 11, Luis Alcantara. And number 24, Brandon Mariano. The officials for tonight's game are Daryl Rojo and David Grange.
A few weeks ago when he was able to make some miraculous free throws in that Bishop Brady game as well, Zach. I know you were busy that night, but we were here that night, and great to be back to see these Blue Knights play.
Yeah, it's been over a month since I've been able to do play-by-play for a basketball game. I've been itching for it, and I was very excited to do this game as these two teams are, they're separated by just one game, but by 6 in the standings. Souhegan is 11 and West is 5. Speaking of 5, they're on a 5-game win streak. And a good pass dialed up there from Souhegan, but Max Hayes couldn't get it to fall. He's frustrated. Here's Alcantara, Mariano, and they got 2 guards who can really shoot, and Max Hood and Braden Mariano. Here's Israel Cruz, the long, lanky junior guard. It's back out to Alcantara. Mariano pulls up, and it's just off, and good rebound there by Lewis. Ball moving over. Cruz pulls up from 3, and it's swatted away by Weston Hickman, and he'll take it away. This brings me back to my first ever game covered on Hampshire Public Television was Souhegan versus West football, and we'll bring it back for basketball as Weston Hickman lays it in. He's a football player. Some names I recognize. Here's Mariano from the far side. He'll drive down low. Greeny will have a call to be made here. It is on Max Hayes and will be an inbound for the Blue Knights.
Hayes didn't agree. There's not much he could do, just trying to block the lane, and just got called with a foul, and first on the Sabres here.
Hood to inbound. Checking in there was Christopher Mejia. Laying that in was Braden Mariano, and we are evened up. Mariano, a transfer from Memorial last year, and he has found himself a home here at West. Coach Rich Otis showing a lot of trust in him. Good move there by Hickman. He'll throw it out to Joseph Mayo, whose shot is off. And we've heard, as that pass, we're going to have a foul called here.
Another one on Hayes, Zach, so it's going to be tough. It's 2 on him.
We saw Tevin Edmonds. He said that he came out and told NH Sports Page that his team does lack size, but what they do is they'll play small ball, they'll play under you instead of over you with some nice bounce passes, and then they've got facilitating shooters in Mariano and Hood. They won't beat you with size, but they'll beat you with shooting as Mejia Vega's shot rolls around the rim and doesn't fall.
Rim just having an effect on both teams right now.
Hickman has a lane. The shot falls.
Work there.
Souhegan with 3 early fouls. Something to keep an eye on as Tevin Edmonds holds the ball here for the Blue Knights. Toward our near side, he'll dish it to Mariano. He pump fakes, sends it down low, floats it up and in. And he gets right back on defense. Mariano, a small junior, plays like a big senior.
That's a good way to describe it right there, Zach, as he is a cog. He is definitely going to keep going with as much energy as he can to bring this to these Blue Knights.
Mayo, the feed, pulled in by Hickman. With that right-hand dribble back out to the corner. His shot off the hands of Alcantara, pulled in there by Sean Zarega. And now West with possession looking to take the lead. 6-6 your score early in the first quarter. Mejia Vega with nobody around him. Off the backboard and in. There was nobody within him. Here's Bushy, defended by Mariano. Dishes this out to Hickman. Hickman has it stolen. Here's Mejia Vega with no one around him again. He lays it in.
Now with a 4-point lead, defense coming huge here for the Blue Knights.
West will beat you with speed as well, as their kids are quick. Good outlet pass. It's Wilkins who sends this out to Mayo. Corner three for Bushy is good. First three of the game. Drew Bushy with the three, and they are narrowing the deficit to 1. Tevin Edmonds. And the ever so reliable Tevin, and that'll fall.
No one wants to pass the ball in. This is killing at least 6 seconds here on this clock.
Bushy taken out, and he'll get it back. Defended by Mariano. Hickman calling to set something up for Zarega. Here's Mayo. Bushy. Top of the key. Ball movement. Lane down low, floats this up. It's off. And Mejia Vega has shown presence after subbing in early.
And a foul right
Fourth
there
foul
on
here,
Weston
Kyle.
Hickman.
That is their 4th foul here early in the first quarter.
More substitutions. Grant Harris coming in, and sitting will be Drew Bushy, as well as big Joseph Mayo will take a seat as well. So Souhegan really trying to make sure that they get enough rest, as West has only had 1 foul so far and seems to be like they are really cooking here.
One possession game here, but certainly has been West with momentum, and it's been from this guy right here, Mejia Vega, who can't get it to fall. Bounces off the rim, and our banner just fell. Some weak tape, but we will make do with what we've got. Good moving there by Evan Bernasconi. Tevin plays defense like a defensive back, and that's what you see from some of the Memorial defenders that also play football, but he's just very sound on defense. He looks like a football player out there. Grant Harris dishes this out. Here's an open Hickman, and that one is off. And the ball squeaks out, and Mejia Vega. No shot, but he will get free throws.
Well, at least he was able to get that steal, and obviously he's got 3 steals, I believe, so far here, Zach. So with 2 minutes to go.
And he's been able to turn them all into points. And he can't sub in just yet. Well, he didn't turn one that into points, as they're going to have to inbound. But when Mejia Vega gets the ball and he's going, downhill to speak. Oh, no, he will shoot here. That was a shooting foul. At first, it looked like I thought they're going to make him inbound, but that was 100% a shooting foul.
A little bit of confusion here, Zach.
Yep. 12-9 your score in favor of Manchester West, as Christopher Mejia Vega, who has just been excellent coming off the bench.
Now Cyrus Delshad comes on the court, and Lincoln Wilkins will take a seat. So a lot of changes here for this Sabres squad within the first 5 minutes.
And Coach Peter Pierce, who leads the Sabres, making some early changes. That's off, and it's rebounded by Souhegan. They'll move it over to Evan Bernasconi. And it's hard to decipher from up here a whistle and a shoe squeak sometimes.
Well, the foul was called on Max Hood there. Tried to just get a little bit of a little slap on the ball instead of got a wrist here, and that's just the second foul with a $1:51 to go.
Drayvon Cannon gets his first minutes of the contest in the dying 2 minutes of the first quarter. Mariano nearly picked that off. Here is Bernasconi. Hickman on the pass back out to Sean Zarega. Cannon got a hand on it, but it's kept in by Bernasconi. A long possession here for Souhegan. Bernasconi to the corner out. Grant Harris. He will draw a foul.
He took quite a hit there.
He did.
It was a heck of a fall to the ground. Not able to get the bucket, but he'll have 2 free throws and try to cut this West lead to 2 here if he's able to make both of them.
Yeah, Grant Harris to the stripe.
Oh, gets the triple hit there. Front, back, backboard. See what the senior can do for a second one.
A little less arc there, and the ball is pulled in by Drayvon Cannon and then thrown to 2 teammates, and Tevin comes away with it. The bounce pass to Mariano, the head fake, beautiful feed, and he can't get it to fall, and Mariano keeps it in bounds. The hustle on that kid. Tevin Edmonds holds and waits. Draws this out. Hood from the corner. It is going to bounce, and
foul will be on West, so that will be their third with 53 seconds to go. Just had the...
One thing we pointed out before the game, Kyle, is Souhegan is 5-3, 2 games above 500. They started 3-0, yet they have a negative point differential. It's not by much, it's by 13, but negative is negative. Wow, West has a plus 90 point differential. So, when they win big, and that's an offensive foul on Evan Bernasconi that he doesn't agree with.
No, he is, you can see him right there. He's in disbelief, and now West will get some free throws here, and who will?
No, that's offensive foul. They'll have an inbound. I
guess substitution here either way.
They're not going to shoot. That's an offensive foul. You don't shoot free throws and offensive fouls, unless I'm mistaken, which yeah.
Well, the whole every player in white was down there.
Yep.
So that's why it's confusing.
I would like to say it's been about 2 years since I've really gotten into how basketball works. I started watching in 2020 when there's nothing else to watch, but the NBA bubble, that's what got me into basketball. But I now know that you don't, even in the bonus, you won't shoot free throws if it's an offensive foul. And, sometimes you'll get mistaken on that. Here's Edmonds. Steven Al-Dadi, their big body, can't get it to go. Goes up, and a good rebound by Cyrus Delshad. 20 seconds left, 1 possession game. West up 3. It's Evan Bernasconi with the ball, worked on by Braden Mariano. An outlet pass, it's out to Hickman. Hickman on Bennett. Hickman to the board, back out. Good movement here, top of the key, 3, no good, bouncing back. Harris, it won't go, and that ends the quarter.
Souhegan is got to be flustered right now. 2 great chances to get some points to cut this lead at the end of the first 8 minutes, and just would not get that to drop. And now here we go with a 13-10 lead here for the West Blue Knights. Not the first 8 minutes that they're hoping for, but to have a lead is obviously a nice thing, and they'll try to get some things squared away, including the rebounding.
Yeah, kind of a defensive work there from both sides, as both teams barely into double digits here after that first quarter, but the second quarter will bring more, offensive stability, in my opinion, as both teams have had just shots unable to go. And it's not like they're setting up anything. It's just, when you get more stable as the game continues, those shots tend to fall as your mechanic switch. I'm Zach Johnston with Kyle Levy here on Manchester Public Television. Great to be with you here on this Friday night, bringing you Division II NHIAA basketball between the Souhegan Sabres and the Manchester West Blue Knights. Once again, West rolling in a 5-game winning streak, and they've only lost 2 games to Pembroke and Sanborn, 2 good teams, as Rich Otis has his Blue Knights rolling into the new year.
Yeah, it was a big win the other night for Sanborn as they were able to take down the undefeated Merrimack Valley Pride, I believe is their nickname now. So, or excuse me, Pelham. I said Sanborn, but it was Pelham. So Pelham's been on a roll here and has beaten a lot of the better teams in Division II so far.
Here's Edmonds. Hood. Back to Edmonds. They'll drain you. They'll drain you out. That's what West will do. They're quick, but they will still drain you out when they don't have anybody open. They don't force passes. When you need to make West turn the ball over. That's how they run their offense. Hickman with the pass out. Harris fakes out on Hood. It's back to Bernasconi. Good bounce pass, and that will stay Souhegan ball. But it really seems like that's how their offense works, is they don't force passes. They're smart with the ball, or their more experienced guys are smart with the ball. You have to make them turn the ball over. Hickman, Bernasconi, back to Hickman. In this bit of a shuffling defensive work here for the Blue Knights. Weston Hickman, and thrown out of bounds. West will get the ball, still up 3 here in the second quarter.
That was some good defense, though. Killed a minute off the clock, and now here they go the other way, trying to increase their lead.
Aldani, Mariano floats it, good, no rim on that. Nothing but net on the floater from Braden Mariano, 15-10. And they're gonna try to double team him to force a turnover, and that's out of the hands of Cyrus Delshad, but he is able to get this out to Joe Mayo. Hickman. Great footwork by Weston Hickman. Mayo. Now that is Bernasconi. Pulls up, got it.
Lead back to 3 here for the Blue Knights.
Deep pass from Edmonds to Hood, back to Edmonds, and they'll try to set something up. No movement here yet from the West guys. It's out to Mariano, back to the top, and now Edmonds with a floater off the back rim. Aldani pulls in the rebound. Mariano from 3, off the back rim. Give me more Seaver and Aldani. Big physical forward, listed as a center, and when they need size and physicality, and you'll see it there.
Well, there's the size and physicality you were just talking about,
bumps
Zach.
right into Weston Hickman. He might foul out a lot, but, he'll give you that physicality you need.
Well, some changes here again. Ryland Ralunas out here getting into the game.
Another football player for Souhegan. Aiden Ramirez, sophomore center, so there's more height for West. They check out Aldani as he picked up his first foul. Lincoln Wilkins into the game. And it's on the ground. No travel called. He didn't really move with it. Bernasconi. Hickman. Been defended well by Trayvon tonight. Open shot. No. And an attempted save there. I believe that was Trayvon. It was Trayvon Cannon. Another substitution coming in. They're keeping a moving, Peter Pierce's Souhegan Sabres.
Drew Bushy back in, and taking a seat will be Weston Hickman.
Trayvon Cannon has been playing great defense on him. We'll see who he matches up on now as he works on Lincoln Wilkins. He steals it right on cue. Mariano to Hood. His 3 is off. Cannon throws it back out to Edmonds. Mariano, he'll try a 3. It's good! Braden Mariano!
Souhegan bench was furious there. Should have been a backcourt, and he's calling timeout. Coach Pierce is not pleased right now. And
yeah, it may very well have been a backcourt. He gets the timeout he needs. He'll take a 30. We'll stay right here. Have you seen more offensive stability? I mean, it still feels like a defensive battle.
Certainly, both teams are trying their best to make some shots, but biggest lead of the game so far here for the Blue Knights, and just keep doing what you're doing because it's working so far. It's just trying to make sure that these, backcourt passes, these backdoor screens, do not keep working for Souhegan. And we want to say hello to the Halls Brookline Cavaliers, who are right underneath us here. They're getting a taste of both these teams who will be facing further in the season. So certainly a big game here tonight on Conan Street here in Manchester.
After that timeout that Souhegan needed, as when things don't go your way, you have to adapt to the situation. That's what I would tell my players. But to be able to call a timeout and slow their roll, settle in on offense, Souhegan needs points here. They can't come away empty-handed on this possession. Aiden Ramirez showing some good, and they turn it over. Here comes Max Hood down the far side, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
And just the first foul for this second period here, Zach. So much better for the Sabres in this quarter here than they had in the first.
Under 5 left in the half. They lead by 6. Mariano will be the inbounder. As there were no free throw shot there, my apologies. Tevin Edmonds to direct traffic here from the point. Running the point, trying to get around Max Hayes. Hayes with some good defense there on the shifty Tevin Edmonds.
Hayes has some length, and he's already has 2 fouls.
So Mariano couldn't bring it in. That's a turnover. They'll bring in Christopher Mejia. He started well. They'll take out Braden, who is taking responsibility for that turnover, and that's something you want to see as a coach out of a guy like him. You rarely make a mistake and you own up to it immediately and you fix it. You won't see that happen a lot from him. That's Mayo who's going to send that out to Drew Bushy here for the Sabres. Trying to get something going. Down by 6. Pass picked off. There goes Chris Mejia, and he will miss the layup. Three. That's what they need.
Huge change of momentum just from that missed free throw right there,
Yep.
or layup, excuse me.
Yeah, and they turn it into points. Souhegan starting to turn the page here. 1 possession game. Max Hood. Aiden Ramirez with the ball. Mejia. Tevin fakes the 3. Sends that back out to the top to Trayvon. Cannon Bennett finds Tevin Edmonds. 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. 18-15 lead for the Blue Knights. They're trying to draw this defense out. Lane open through contact and 1! Cuts his way there and gets it to go, Tevin Edmonds.
You give up the 3, and now a chance to get 3 back here, and that's a huge layup right there, and see what he can do on this free throw, which he is very dominant with. Some substitutions here for the Blue Knights, though. Luis Alcantara comes back in, who started this game.
Shows how much of a leader Tevin Edmonds is. Fought through the the traffic. Betting odds are he'll sink this free throw, and the 3-point play is good. And like you said, Kyle, the momentum shifting 3 that Souhegan needed, they gave 3 right up after that.
And a backcourt should have been called there.
He touched it. Good pass out to Mayo. He'll move it back to the top, and nobody there. Second time that's happened for Souhegan. They tried that backdoor cut, and they couldn't find a recipient.
Yeah, Hickman was ready to move, and instead the pass went to where he had been before. Kind of tough to change directions, and a turnover here for the Sabres.
Chris Mejia, they'll toss that to Alcantara. And Otis will take a timeout.
Yeah, he was seeing something that this Sabres defense has been able to do this thing right here, and they really have been sitting there waiting for a pass, and West was really having struggles here. So with 2:36 to go, a chance to kind of get refreshed and figure out how to break this defense of the Sabres.
21-15 your score. I'm Zach Johnson with Kyle Levy on Manchester Public Television. 2 minutes 36 seconds left in half number 1. West in the driver's seat with a 6-point lead. Yes, I got it right. I was double checking it. I don't think I've made a deficit mistake this year.
So far, you've been very good, which we appreciate here on Manchester Public Television.
I've got no wood to knock on, so I'll just, I don't feel like getting up and doing it, but, hopefully I can keep it that way. Max Hood to inbound.
David Grenish giving a little thoughts to Joseph Mayo here about how to play some defense or something.
Mejia will toss that back out to Max Hood from the top of the key. They'll try to run a screen with Alcantara. Drops back to the paint. Corner 3. Cash money. Tevin Edmonds.
Lead up to 9 now, Zach, which is huge here after getting it down to 3. The Sabres are in a little bit of trouble right here. They got to get a bucket here.
Bushy. Mayo. Hickman. Alcantara right in his face. They'll drop it back to Lincoln Wilkins. They're doing a lot of perimeter movement. They don't have anything going down low, because that's really where West has kept their guys. Bushy dropping back, finding more space here. Souhegan. Hickman. Defended well, as always, by Mejia Vega. And he nearly turned it over there. Long pass. He somehow connected with Bushy there. He'll throw it back out. Harris got it. Grant Harris, big 3 there for the Sabres.
He's got such a fast release, Zach. It was impressive to see how quickly he got that out of his hand and into the hoop. And now lead down to 6.
Tevin Edmonds to Aiden Ramirez. Max Hood. Tevin Edmonds. Vega. Ramirez. Second chance. Flies out of bounds and will go the Sabres' way with a minute left in the half.
I mean, that's 4 points off of missed layups right there for the Blue Knights, which is kind of tough to swallow. Yes, you got to be happy with a lead here, but if the Sabres are able to hit a 3 here, cut it to a 1-possession game going into the half, that's going to be a huge change in momentum.
That is a travel. There, Matt Silk coming off the bench and losing that one, the senior guard. Edmonds to Hood. Under a minute left in the half. Edmonds waits and somehow gets that back, trying to get his offense to settle down here.
Looked like it's deflected off an elbow.
Yeah, you'll take him where you can get him, though. Eating up a lot of time as Alcantara gets it right back to the captain, Edmonds. Under 30 seconds now. Will they get the last shot? Layup off. Great rebound by Ramirez, and he threw it right out of bounds. So they ate up some time, but Kyle, they didn't get anything on the board.
And he's kind of grabbing his ankle right here, which is not a good sign, as he's been able to come in and get some big layups and big rebounds here. So hopefully he can be all right, as trainer will be over to check on him for sure.
Bounce pass out to Drew Bushy. Bushy still, he got to get across half court, and he does, but Vega's defense has been outstanding. Travel on Wilkins.
That's back-to-back possessions for the Sabres where they have not bought a ticket, and you can't travel.
7 seconds. This will probably be the last possession by how long West has taken to get offense going. They take it slow. Edmonds pulls up, and it's off the front rim. Aldati pulls in the rebound, but not enough time to try to score. 24-18 after the first half. Souhegan itching a little bit closer, but the Blue Knights still in the driver's seat after that entertaining first half.
Yeah, definitely a slow start here for both teams, and not the highest scoring first half that we've seen so far this season here for the 2024-2025 winter sports season. But either way, a lead is a lead, and the Blue Knights will discuss some things. And you got to be happy with only one foul right here in that 8 minutes as well.
They've been playing sound defense as Trayvon Cannon-Bennett and Chris Mejia-Vega have been locked down on the defensive side of the ball. When we come back, it'll be the second half here on Manchester Public Television between Souhegan and Manchester West. The Blue Knights hold a 24-18 lead. I'm Zach Johnston with Kyle Levy. We will be right back for the second half. Back in action here from the Quinn Gymnasium at the campus of Manchester West High School. It's the Blue Knights versus the Sabres. They lead 24-18 heading into the second half. Alongside Kyle Levy, Zach Johnston bringing you NHIAA Division II boys basketball here on Manchester Public Television. Thank you for tuning in tonight. It has been a defensive battle here, to say the least.
Yeah, certainly has been a tough one here as West had some injuries going into that halftime with a quick fix-up for a couple players, and hopefully everyone will be good to go for this second half as Aiden Ramirez had his ankle wrapped up, as well as Christopher Mejia-Vega with a quick fix of a finger. So hopefully this doesn't affect the game too much because their defense has been crucial for these Blue Knights.
And Mejia has been great in this game on defense. Souhegan will inbound to begin half number 2. It's Hickman. Got it out in time to Wilkins. And here come the Sabres looking to facilitate to start the second half. Down 24-18. Drew Bushy. Now it's Wilkins to the corner. Mayo. Big shot there, a 3. It's a one-possession game. That's exactly how they wanted to start.
Well, they started off this game with a lead, and really they've been down for the majority of it, so it's just up to the Sabres to really kind of claw back in or not.
Edmonds responds.
That's tough to defend, Zach.
You can't defend that.
That speed and just ball handling is so good to the right-hand side.
If you don't have a distinctive height advantage, you can't defend that. That's a great bank shot from Cyrus Delshad, and his bench loves that. Remains a one-possession game. These teams back and forth here to start the half.
Well, Cyrus, who had come in for the starting center in Max Hayes, and Hayes in a little bit of foul trouble, has to sit for a little bit.
Lays it in and draws the foul. He has been clutch tonight, and now he has a chance for a three-point play.
Well, you see the tape on his finger right there. Doesn't seem like it's affecting him too much on that play, and now with a chance to put the lead back up to 6.
Delshad picks up his first foul. It'll be Vig at the line, and yeah, he's got a splint on that left hand. And he sinks it. 6-point game again. Back to 2 possessions. Mayo with defense in front of him, crosses half court. Bushy, Hickman. Hickman will bounce this back over to Bushy. Bushy with Alcantara on his hip. Hickman. They're taking their time here, but the time's going to run out. West has been able to force some key turnovers.
Alcantara is ready to sniff out a steal here.
Joe Mayo working on Mariano. They'll send it down low. It's back to Mayo. Cyrus Delshad spins back. Nothing. Rebound. Oh, look how good Mejia got that. He lays it in. Chris Mejia is on one tonight. My goodness. Can they get a response shot? Offensive foul going West way. That's a big one right there. They are coming out of the half.
8-point advantage, now a chance to add some more, and going to be taking a seat is Lincoln Wilkins, and Max Hayes will come back into the game. So Souhegan, like we saw in the first half, getting into substitutions really quickly in the first 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Inbound comes from Mejia. He'll go right to Edmonds. He'll go right back to Mejia. He runs the offense to start here with this possession. He'll dish it back out. Mariano from deep. Nothing. Rattles around, and the rebound comes to the Sabres. It's Bushy. Timeout from Coach Pierce.
Well, always tough to see there, Zach, when the shortest guy on the court gets the rebound, is able to go the other way, and they will keep the possession, but just not the way that they were hoping to start this second half, with allowing West to score some more points and pad up their lead. Again, it was only 6 at halftime, and now we are up to 8, and they got to get things squared away. They seem to be rushing in some things, and obviously you can't be lazy with Vega around, as we just saw.
Exactly. Him and Trayvon Cannon, hopefully he'll get back out on the court, but they move, and they pick passes off, and they pester on defense. They get layups to fall. They draw fouls. They have been great tonight. And, not a day off per se, but you don't have to rely on Max Hood and Braden Mariano to shoot perfectly. And obviously Tevin Edmonds leads wherever he goes. I don't think he's been subbed out yet.
That's why it was weird to have him take a little break, and with some new players taking the ball up at the other side of the court.
Drew Bushy out to Max Hayes. Mayo missed it.
What a bounce pass right there,
Great
Zach.
pass to Hood, and he shorts it, and the rebound taken by Joe Mayo. A quick possession, no points for the Blue Knights.
There was no West players in that area.
That's off a foot, and it bounces to Tevin Edmonds, and another turnover from Souhegan. Mariano settles. 31-23 lead for the Blue Knights. Drawing this out and waiting is Edmonds, who will send it to Alcantara. Luis. In deep range is Max Hood. He'll drive down low. Passes this to the near side corner. Mejia. A lane for Mariano, who pump fakes. Mejia for 3. Off. Rebound pulled in there by Bushy. Souhegan needs points on this here. Forcing a long miss after a long possession. They turn it right back over. Mejia will do it again.
Made sure of it that time. Now a 10-point lead, biggest of the contest so far. And Souhegan really starting to falter here.
It's not been easy for them. They've done it cleanly, but it's not been easy for them to get across half court. And that's big thanks to Braden Mariano. Drew Bushy is defended. He'll get it over to Mayo. Mayo with Edmonds on his tail, nearly picks that off. Open is Bushy, has a lane. Rebound, foul called.
Rich Otis is giving a thumbs up, like it's no big deal, no big deal. You try to get the ball, you unfortunately just got a little bit more of the wrist than you would have liked, but it's a clean foul in just the first of this second half, and not bad when you've gone 4 minutes and 24 seconds in only your first foul.
Free throws from Weston Hickman. And, West, not a lot of fouls today, like you mentioned at halftime. Souhegan has not been having the chance to get comfortable from the free throw line, so that could come into play late in this game. 33-24 with Hickman looking to make it 25 at the line here for Souhegan.
Well, Trayvon Cannon has come into the game.
They missed it. Rebound can't get put back, and West comes away with the ball. Good bounce pass there from Tevin Edmonds. Mariano's second chance lays it in.
Now lead up to 11, even increasing now. Big change there. He missed a free throw, and now it goes the other way, and 2 points to your opponent.
They're going to call a foul. Will be on Tevin Edmonds.
It certainly is a difficult sport when there's someone coming at you running fast, and a timeout has been called here.
Coach Otis calling a 30-second.
Well, you got to give the boys a breather here. It's been tough, and cheerleaders, I hope they realize they only have 30 seconds to make this performance, so we'll see what they can do here. But again, it's a wonderful night to be here with you, Zach, to see what will happen with this Division II. It's certainly a wild spot right here to see that a lot of these West teams that they're going to be facing on the road for the rest of the season are all in the top 5, and they got to travel to their barns to play them. So to see them get some wins here at home is huge to help their standings going into the playoffs, hopefully in March.
Yeah, that loss a month ago to Sanborn was a tough one. That was here. I covered that with you. That was a tough loss there.
Opening night for...
Yeah, that was their home opener, but they've rallied off 5 straight wins now after they dropped one to Pembroke. Offensive foul, and Mariano is hyped up that Bernasconi offensive foul from the Sabres.
He wants an explanation like no tomorrow right now. He doesn't realize that you can't just put your body weight into your opponent. You know, you got to at least have something planned there, and it did not work out for Evan there.
Tevin will hand this off to Mariano. I wonder if Max Hood has any points tonight. I think he has either 2 or 4, but he's had a quiet night.
And now,
yeah,
West with the
that's
foul.
on Cannon. And another timeout being called.
Wow, these are hard to burn here in this third quarter.
That's
Yeah.
a full from, I believe, West. So I guess they need some time to think it over. I brought up when I'm doing public address, I've noticed that both teams kind of have a designated coach that comes to the table and asks how many timeouts are left. So we see that happen here as it's 35-24. West with an 11-point lead have a timeout here with under 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Well, I appreciate Demir Hasek, who has been able to be an assistant coach at West for some time. He has been a very helpful person here for West, as well as, you know, the AD here for West High School. Want to give him a shout out as well.
Where is Mike Cotter?
I was going to say he's around for sure.
He's always around.
Oh, he's right below us. Yeah, I see him here.
Welcome back, Cotter.
So, hello, Michael, and thank you for the rosters and everything that you do here. But for this Souhegan team, I mean, you got head coach Peter Pierce, but you got Matt Height, Larry Nesbella, Marcus Jones as the athletic trainer, and their principal is Dana Curran, and their athletic director, who we saw on Wednesday, Zach, is
sure
Kelly
did.
Braley.
Great Kelly Braley. Is she here? I don't think she's here.
I have not seen her tonight.
She probably would have came up. Good work by Hickman, and he'll take it up himself, and he missed it. That's always got to hurt, and you're working well on offense, and then you just short the shot. Mejia out to Edmonds. Edmonds. Hood draws Mariano down, and he'll hand that off to Chris Mejia. Edmonds. Edmonds waits. Low pass to Cannon, but he gets it back, and hard pass out. Deep three from Hood. It's off. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again with him. That's another steal from Chris Mejia. And that's another thing I've said, and I'll say it again. And he misses that layup, and it's kept out by Souhegan. As I was going to say, the defense has been able to make up for the fact that Max Hood has not been having the night he normally does have. It's still a double-digit lead here for West. That's going to show how well the defense has been. That tips 1 off of Mariano and then 2 off of Hayes, and will go to Blue Knight possession. And that's just kind of how this game's been for Souhegan.
They just, I mean, West has missed 3 layups here, Zach. That's 6 points that you should have had. And to know you're still up 11 points is huge.
It takes the pressure off when you're taking shots, and then that's how leads grow, is when you're comfortable where you are. Mejia has this out to Edmonds. He has a lane, but he'll dish it back out to the top to Max Hood, who drives low, sends it. Mariano head fakes twice, and it goes back to Edmonds. Finds Mejia. That's a travel.
Yeah, you could see his face right there. He is in disbelief, but yeah, you got the ball and you took a step, and then you started dribbling. That's, you know, not allowed here. So hopefully Christopher can learn from that.
Evan Bernasconi with the ball. Evan, it's another steal from Mejia. That's got to be like 6. 6 steals for that kid. That's what we're calling it. 3 off. That would have been a big one there for Souhegan to try to respond. Hickman and 1.
That is huge for Souhegan, as they had gone some time without any sort of excitement on their team, and now had a chance to cut this lead to 10 after it had gotten up to 13.
It's been a scoring drought for them. 37-26. I'm Zach Johnston with Kyle Levy on Manchester Public Television. Under a minute left in the third quarter here between West and Souhegan. Hickman at the line for the Sabres, and he'll miss it. Tip, no. Plinko. And that's a big putback there from Sean Zarega. 9-point game, 3-possession game.
West now almost playing like they are in a stupor right now of slowing this game up. 30 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Edmonds. Hood. Out deep. They wanted to travel there, and he's able to dish it out. Tevin guarded by Hickman. Oh, he's got a lot of room to go there, and they quickly made up for it and pulled in by Mariano. Good work there by him. Shifty Mejia, pass falls to Cannon Bennett, and is up in the air and will end the quarter. Possession ball from West, and they are rolling here in this game.
Not the last 30 seconds West had written up there.
But it works. It works.
You didn't give up any points, but you didn't score any points, and certainly that ball was ping-ponging around there for that last minute, and either way, West was able to keep their lead and a 9-point advantage after it was only 6 at halftime, and this final 8 will be great here, Zach.
Well, for Souhegan, this is still a 3-possession game, and they have to build on that, and they just need a clean fourth quarter, but their offense quite quiet as they average 45 points a game. I don't think they're going to get that.
No, at this rate, they're going to have to go on a heck of a scoring they're just going to have to get hot as can be right here. And, West, their defense has really been the big part of this game here, Zach.
5 straight W's for the Blue Knights, looking to make it 6, up by 3 possessions, 9 points heading into the final frame. Zach Johnston, Kyle Levy, Channel 16 on Manchester Public Television. We've had a good one tonight. We thank you for sticking around with us. And if you're just tuning in, this is 3-possession game here in the fourth quarter. West will start with the ball. Tevin Edmonds along the far side, defended here by Grant Harris. He'll find the quiet Max Hood tonight, and he lost the ball, and that's the turnover that Souhegan needed. Slow to bring this up is Evan Bernasconi, trying to get around Braden Mariano, who's been a quiet defender tonight. Open in the paint. Aldani couldn't knock it away. A big put in there from Sean Zarega.
That was a great pass, though. You got to give him credit on that. Was able to see that and had to put some juice on it and was able to get that. And now Souhegan down 7.
Mejia. Edmonds works with his left. Mejia spins. No foul. Can he keep it in? He can. And now a steal. Here comes Hickman, who missed it. Oh, no.
And a foul is called on West, and we'll see if they give him the free throws. He actually threw the ball up in the air, was Grant Harris, and is saying if it's he's going to get 2 free throws. And that is a huge, huge a factor right there, Zach, to see what's going on. Smart move by Harris just to throw it behind his back up in the air.
And he needs some big free throws here as he misses the first one, and you can see his dismay as Trayvon Cannon comes in for Aldati.
$6:55 to go. He's got to get as many points as they can here. And charity line is also a nice way to get some.
He picks up 1, and they'll sub in Joe Mayo back into the game for Grant Harris.
Definitely a size difference between the two, as Harris, after getting 1 of 2 free throws, will take a seat, and he will be back in the game in no time for sure.
Tevin Edmonds. to Mariano. 6:45 left here in the fourth. 6-point lead for Manchester West here in the fourth quarter. Some room for Edmonds to work as Bernasconi defends him. He has a lane down low, dishes to the corner, Mejia. Floats it. Just missed it.
No arc on that, Zach. That was just straight arrow. And now
Hickman lays it in. That's a big shot for the Sabres. They are having a strong fourth quarter here, Kyle.
Well, they might be the cardiac cats at this rate if they're able to come back and take this lead. Obviously, just down 4, and Edmonds got to be smart here.
Hood, he needs to get hot. Cannon has been great on defense. Edmonds has led this team all year. Big bucket for the captain. Back to a 2-possession game. Racing down the wing, here comes Hickman. Now sends it to the corner. Mayo, 3!
Offensive foul, or is it going to be?
I don't know.
It is going to be offensive, so.
I didn't see the whole head thing, but maybe I missed it. Alcantara will come in.
Well, see what the
timeout, Souhegan. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Just kind of a lot going on there between defensive changes. And West, I thought, was going to have a tough spot here, but now Souhegan, with 5:40 to go, says they want to take a moment to get things squared away. As, again, a low-scoring game here, Zach, which is kind of fun in a lot of ways to see as a really –
not a lot of fouls, Kyle. Not a lot of fouls. I mean, I think if we had as many fouls as on average or above average, it would be the third quarter.
The lowest scoring game that the Blue Knights have had this season is 53 points.
Wow, for them?
For them. So
Okay.
to know that
Wow.
we are only at 39, and it's a long ways to go in this game because the defense is only going to get tighter and tighter. But, yeah, they lost to Sanborn 56-53 here, as we were talking about before. But ever since, they've been averaging really in the 60s on this season. So it's going to be a dogfight here.
Well, this game has gone quite quick here, unlike the last game we covered. This game started at 6, it's 7, and we're in the fourth quarter. But that's what happens when you get those defensive games and clean foul-wise. We haven't had a lot of them.
West was trying to pull a New England Patriots and get the ball quickly in as Souhegan hadn't broken their huddle. But unfortunately, Daryl Robichaud said, nah, that's not happening.
Tevin Edmonds brings this up along the far side and will send it back to the top for Alcantara to try to get a pass out to Max Hood, and he connects with him. Off the screen, Hood. Good defense there from Souhegan. Hood goes back and out, and Edmonds just tells Mariano where to go with the ball as he's got Bernasconi on him. Alcantara out to Edmonds. Edmonds has room. Edmonds pulls up, and it's in. Big shot, rattled around the rim and got the friendly bounce. Tevin Edmonds. Bernasconi. Mayo. Hickman. Souhegan needs a response. Can Hickman be the one to do it for him? Hickman lost the ball, and it's picked up by Tevin Edmonds.
Don't know where that pass was intended for, what the plan of action was for Hickman, but that was a bad turnover right there, Zach.
Edmonds, shifty with it. Little toss out to Trayvon Cannon. Luis. Alcantara out to Hood. They'll move it out. Edmonds, it's off, no foul. And oh my goodness, that was scary. Brayton Hickman.
Running out of time are the Sabres. They got to get it across, and they do.
Barely in time. Bernasconi. They're calling up offense. Here's Coach Pierce. Mayo. The foul called. It is on Max Hood. Is probably his first or second. We haven't had like I said, not a lot of fouls. That's just his second foul. And the first of the quarter here. So we'll see how that ties in late.
And another timeout called. Both teams are stressed out. They don't want to make any more mistakes as, again, the Sabres down a number of points here, but they made it at least a little bit interesting. The biggest lead for the Blue Knights was up to 13, and now the Sabres had cut it down to 4, but now we are at 8 with 3:52 remaining.
They'll have fouls to give, both these teams, if it gets to that point late. It'll most likely be Souhegan, but that's something to think about. When you have a clean, foul-free game, they will still be committed. It's just, when you're trying to strategize late in the game, it's good to have fouls to give. Zach Johnson, Kyle Levy on Manchester Public Television. The scoreboard may not show how close this game has been, but Souhegan has continued to stay in the area of this one, trying to claw back 41-33 Blue Knight lead.
And it seems like Souhegan has been playing like this a lot. They've had a week off since that loss to Pelham, which they only lost by 6, and that final score was 49-43. But they also had a game before against Milford where the final score, Zach, was 36-33 where they won it. So they have been used to very close games and very tight games. And now here we go with end of the timeout and back to the game at hand. So we'll see.
We made a good pick for our basketball game of the week here.
Well,
that is some key points from Weston Hickman.
And then Hickman goes quickly onto defense and knocks the ball out of the air. So now West has to inbound the ball now in the corner.
Cannon out to Edmonds. Watch that boundary line. That could have been bad. But the ever so patient and poised Tevin Edmonds takes it up for Manchester West. Sends this out to Mariano, who finds Alcantara to facilitate it. Back, and foul called here on Hickman. So now the foul's starting to come in here with 3:30 left in the fourth.
And Souhegan, they're going to have to start making the Blue Knights go to the free throw line at this point to save some clock here.
Alcantara to the corner for Hood. Been defended well tonight. It's Max Hayes who's on him now. Hood trying to get around. He'll send it out. Mariano's got some space, but they'll dish it back out to Edmonds to eat up more time. It'll be at about the 3-minute mark when this shot gets taken eventually. Long possession. That'll be a foul called on Evan Bernasconi.
And Bernasconi has got the best reaction. This is the second foul that he's been called for, where you can see that he's just in disbelief of that call.
I think I heard him hit his hand, so I don't know about that one, but we are up here for a reason. Inbound coming from Tevin.
Joseph Mayo on him. That's a big.
Gets it. He turns it over. And Trayvon gets it right back. It's a jump ball that goes Souhegan's way. But Trayvon, I think he came away with that. I think and I'll just come out and say it. What I've seen in middle school and high school basketball, there's a problem with refs being too jumpy on calling hell balls. I think they need to wait a little more and let the play develop like a half second more, because Trayvon Cannon came away with that ball. I understand the call. That's a big miss there, and it'll stay Souhegan way.
Wow, just unlucky right there on that layup. Or just a shot off the backboard. Just rim said, nope, not happening right now.
Hickman, Hayes, Mayo. They sent back out to Hickman. Hickman spins around Alcantara, and that falls short. And then there's two Blue Knights on the ground. And Mariano nearly turned it over, and Cannon has been so good tonight. They got to get across half court here.
Running out of time. I don't think, we got a foul
That'll
called.
be on Hayes. Now fourth foul for Souhegan. 41-35 here.
And that's the fourth one on Hayes as well, so he has to be very careful here in this last 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Still a 6-point game in favor of West.
Mariano fakes one way, goes the other, passes it to Alcantara. It's Hood with the ball. Under 2.5 minutes here. 6-point lead for the Blue Knights over the Souhegan Sabres. Hood. Mariano Hands this right to Tevin Edmonds. Edmonds trying to spin away from Bernasconi. They try to double team him. Trayvon Cannon is open in the corner. They don't go to him nearly. A turnover. Hickman nearly got a hand on that. Good move by Edmonds. More time killed, less than 2 minutes. Hood double team. Alcantara, Mariano. Wow, they are taking advantage of no shot clock in high school. Edmonds, sound with the ball, and a foul being called.
That possession right there, Zach, 42 seconds that they just killed off the clock. There's still 1:38 to go, and that will be the 5th foul, and that'll be the, I believe might be the 5th one on Hayes. No, excuse me, that's actually going to go against Sean Zarega.
It'll be a now in the bonus. Is Souhegan, no more fouls to give. They gave them all up there. And Souhegan will take a timeout.
Yeah, obviously they got to figure out what the heck to do here with, I mean, just a 42-second possession is never what any coach wants. And when you're down 6 points, you got to get the ball. And they weren't able to. And now it's trying to get things squared away. And for West, obviously they will go to the free throw line and now is trying to get the ball to the better free throw shooters, including Tevin Edmonds, who obviously is very good from the free throw line. So we'll see. West breaks their huddle first and will, again, get things squared away. And now we get a substitution here for West, as coming back into the game will be Vega. And who are they taking out for him? It will be Trayvon Cannon, who will take a seat now.
Free throws for Tevin.
West is really trusting Edmonds. They're going to go all back on defense. And, well, Zach, it is National Peanut Butter Day, and Edmonds at the free throw line is smooth as butter. Peanut butter, that is, today.
I like that. Knocks them both down. That is big.
Lead back to 8.
Mayo. They need a 3 here. Hickman. That's not Hickman. The shot misses anyway. It was Max Hayes, and now the ball back to West, and that's a foul.
Well,
so they're already starting to intentionally foul here with 1:22 left here. They needed points there, and they just couldn't come away with it. That's been the story here tonight. Manchester West up 43-35 here on Souhegan.
And now you can see Coach Otis is having a word with his players that they got to make sure that Souhegan gets no more buckets here. And we'll see how they are from the free throw line when it's not Edmonds up there.
Well, been great on defense. Chris Mejia Vega.
Might want to give him player of the game for all of his steals. I mean, that's a huge number of points that he's been able to get from steals. That's, you know, talking about the plus minus earlier.
He has been superb on defense, and he's looking to sink another free throw here to make it a 10-point game and put it out of reach. Not out of reach. We've seen crazier things happen here, but in a slow offensive game, a double-digit lead is quite comfortable. And a turnover right on cue. Mejia Vega got it.
Well, that cements it right there, Zach. That is your player of the game with the amount of steals that he's had. Incredible performance here, and with a 12-point lead.
Is off. Rebound Mariano is a foul will be called. A push, I believe, will be called on the Sabres. Yeah, a push on Zarega.
Now it'll be Mariano heading to the free throw line.
All smiles from him as they will look to push through in the last minute and hold on to this one, as the defense from the Manchester West Blue Knights has been outstanding here on their home court.
I think Hollis Brookline has learned something here underneath us of how to deal with this and what they will see. Let's see who they will be facing between these two teams in the future. As they're obviously here scouting.
Braden missed both free throws. 47-35. Souhegan needs points to try to stay in it. Bernasconi throws it out. It's Hayes. Deep three. No. Rebounded. Put back by Zarega. 10-point game. Mariano gets it out. Mejia. And a foul. I think we're going to have a long end to this game, Kyle.
Well, I mean, a 10-point lead is only so much tough. And, yeah, Souhegan will be facing Hollis Brookline next week. So that's going to be a big matchup on Tuesday. So to see that these Cavaliers kind of have a sense of how to beat these Sabres is interesting. Weird that they don't have a game tonight as well.
Chris Mejia Vega. What a game from him on defense. At least like 6 or 7 steals. And 5 of them turned into points. In a game that was decided on defense, he showed out tonight. Probably the de facto player of the game here.
Yeah, I'm giving it to him without even questioning. I mean, I thought Edmonds played a great game. And
everybody played great defensively, period. Especially for West. And violation here on Mejia. And he kind of knew it. Well, 37 seconds left here and a 10-point lead here for West. They're lucky that this is not a smaller deficit as Mariano and Mejia Vega both missed their free throws. That's something that Coach Otis is not going to forget. That three is airballed.
And it's out of bounds. Only so much Edmonds could do.
It was Harrison Murphy who missed that. And the inbound will be from Mayo. Hickman. Bernasconi. Mayo. 3. No good. Another rebound. Working it around to 15 seconds, and that will put a button on it. Oh, never mind.
Well, one more defensive play by Evan to make sure that the clock stopped, and West now 12.5. Edmonds
will dribble it out as the fans come to life one more time tonight. Your Blue Knights have won 6 in a row, 7-2 on the year, 9 games into the year. How about that from Coach Otis's West Blue Knights? They win by 10, 47-37 in a defensive clinic from our player of the game, Christopher Mejia Vega.
Yeah, it was a special night here to see, and we're glad that we were able to video that, as obviously that is a huge part of the game for the Blue Knights is their defense, and to get so many offensive points off of a defensive plays is huge right there. And now West will be facing the Kennett, I forget what Kennett's Eagles, I believe it's, yeah, they'll be playing them on Tuesday, and Kennett listed right here as 5-3, so another tough matchup here at the Quinn Gymnasium on Tuesday.
Well, we had a good night, a quick one, about an hour 15 here. A great battle from both teams. It was close all the way, but West in the driver's seat the whole time, able to come out, put on a defensive clinic, and take down the Sabres. From Jason Cody, Joe Lahr, and Brendan McCormick at Manchester Public Television alongside Kyle Levy, I'm Zach Johnson. This has been a production of Manchester Public Television's coverage of the NHIAA here on Channel 16. Once again, Mejia Vega, your player of the game from West. The Blue Knights take down the Sabres on their home court, 47-37. Have a great rest of your weekend. Once again, Zach Johnson and Kyle Levy, have a great night. Thank you for tuning in to Manchester Public Television.